Welcome back, ladies and men of prestige. Welcome back. Let's have some fun, right? Awesome. Welcome back. Do me a favor, hit that like button as you're coming in. Hit that like button. I don't care if you're watching the rebroadcast. It doesn't matter if you're watching. If you're watching me live, just go ahead and help me hit that like button, okay? Because we have a conversation to have. It's interesting how these things work. One day you get excited, the other day you're like, where is this going, right? Today we're talking about another imported wife who gives the husband gonorrhea. According to the video, we're going to review a video. As you know, what we do here is we break those words apart. All we have is the words. We don't have the backstory for the most part. Nonetheless, we're going to extract tons of lessons from them. Okay? So do me a favor, as you're coming in, hit that like button. Hit the like button. And if you're brand new here, make sure you subscribe. Okay? And let's have this conversation. All right? All right, let's get started. Hey, what's going on, D'Souza? Thank you for coming by again. Shout out to you, D'Souza. Good to see you again. Shout out to you. Let me just go ahead and make sure. I'm not sure, D'Souza, are you able to pin that link to the top? If you're able to pin it for me, I'll just have you go ahead and do that for me. All right. Welcome everyone. Let me know. Just if you hover on that comment, you might be able to pin it to the top. If you're able to pin it, go ahead and pin it for me. If you can't, let me know. I'm gonna wait a second just to see if you can do it. And happy weekend to all y'all. Happy weekend to everyone. Happy weekend. All right, so like I said, today we're talking about another imported wife. What is an imported wife? Who is that? Okay. Before we get into that, let me just let you know, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a profile of somewhat of a profile, of Pastor Toby Adegboyega. It's a very controversial pastor. And he's been making the news since I think 2020, maybe towards the end of 2019. So we're going to talk about it tomorrow. There's some lessons that we definitely should extract out of that. All right. So tomorrow, same time. Okay. I am still very much haven't decided if I'm going to move this to midday. The truth is that it's going to be difficult for me to move this to midday because, okay, no problem. Thank you, D'Souza. Let me go ahead and do that. It's going to be difficult for me to move the show to midday because once I interrupt my work day, it's very hard. My productivity level drops. And this is relaxing for me, okay? This is me resting in my femininity, okay? So, yeah, I already pinned that link to the top. So if you want to join me on the show, feel free to use that link at the top, right? So it's very difficult for me to come back to, my desired level of productivity once I interrupt my day. So I think 5 o'clock is probably more like it, okay? But I will continue to listen to the analytics and see what's going on. Because again, I'm responsible to do what I have to do to make sure that the platform is growing, and I have to catch as many people as I can at the right timing. Right now, it's saying, I'll be honest with you, it's saying somewhere around 12 to 3 o'clock, okay? But up to 5 o'clock as well. So I think I'm just going to try to squeeze that in, all right? So yeah, this is Prestige Hour number 11, okay? I started counting at the Antibees version. So we have over 300 videos on this platform, probably well over 50 episodes. So feel free, and over 100 videos that inside of the Game for 100 series, which you can access. If you look at the scroller on the screen, you can access that by going to, I think it's game100formen.com. That takes you there for men. Maybe I'll create one for the ladies later on, right? Maybe I will, right? But for now, I was just talking to the men. That's how we started. Because I have experience as a man. I know what has created result for me as a person, and I'm speaking from that lens, and also from the lens of actually learning how game works. And by the way, it doesn't matter if it's dating, relationship, marriage. It doesn't matter. The only difference it makes is that it's easier to escape one than the other. I guess it's easier to escape dating. You can ghost a person for life, right? Relationship is a little bit harder, and then marriage is a lot more harder. By the time we're at that marriage level, the state is involved. But it's literally the same skill set that's required in order to create the result you're looking for in relationships in general as men. Okay. For the ladies, very similar, but the standards are different. Okay. It's not double standard. I stole that from one of my boys today. It's not double standard. It's just different standards. It's not something we define. It's just the society we live in is social construct. The rules we play by are different from gender to gender. Okay. And God helps you. You are part of a third, fourth, or fifth gender. The rules are definitely different. You have to potentially create new rules because we're just not there yet. Okay. We love every one of you as long as you're human, right? So yeah, today we're talking about yesterday we talked about the imported wife, right? The guy who got kicked out of his house in the UK. Today we're looking at this one. This man here is accusing the wife. This news broke out yesterday. I'm sure you probably have seen some other review of the video, but we're gonna review it here, right? We're gonna put our own little unique spin on it. All right. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. All right. So let's go into the video and then we'll talk about it. This is the video right here.
Get out, please. You fought your lover, you come down here, you entered in the car in my face, in front of me. And you are talking about nonsense.
Get out from me, please.
Tell me to get. Tell him to come pick you up. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here,
Get out.
Get out.
All right, that's a lot of cursing. We're trying to have all the videos monetized. Oh, by the way, YouTube was gracious enough to release some of the videos that were not monetized. So they don't like a lot of this type of things, but they don't pick every one of them up, Yeah, so this guy is it seems like an older gentleman, definitely 60 and above. We can't see the woman's face. So we don't know exactly how old she is. But the guy is going to review some information to us, and then we can use that in our analysis. Okay, so let's keep going. I'll try not to. I have to stop. Okay.
Fuck out of here.
Get out.
You're not needed here today.
I don't need you.
Then why are you here?
So get
Why
out.
are you here?
Get
Go
out.
fuck your lover today.
Yeah.
So we know that her name is Chinenye. That's an Igbo person's name. Igbo is one of the main languages, three main languages in Nigeria. There's about 200 plus of them. We know that her name is Chineye, right? So let's keep going.
That's what you do
Get out
every day.
Get out from me.
Every day, and you hear.
All right, so anytime, let's keep going. Anytime, pay attention to when this guy keeps saying every day, every day. Anytime you hear the word always or never, right? Always, never, or anything that almost sound like somebody's accusing somebody of doing something all the time, right? Always, never, every day. That's what you do every day.
Stop the cap.
It's cap. Okay? Anytime you hear anything like that, all right? It's cap. We all do that, by the way. And the reason why we do that is because, you know, we tend to remember our negative, but when in the middle of chaos or conflict, we are probably playing back the negative feelings over and over. Okay, that's what's going on. So we tend to, what we do is like we just, you know, we continue to play it over and over, and it comes out of our mouth, and then we call it every day. We know that in reality, it's unrealistic that somebody is just offensive every day. Because if that was the case, you wouldn't be there. But we also know that the negative impact of somebody rubbing you off or being offensive can create that illusion in your head. And then before you know it, you say things like every day. And every time somebody's telling me their story and they say that, at the back of my mind, I
Stop
say,
the cap.
all right.
Then you're talking pure
God
nonsense.
forbid. It's your,
God forbid what, Chineye. That's what you do, Chineye.
Get out.
And you know.
Get out.
You know.
Get out from me.
By the way, what she's saying is get out. I don't know if you heard it, but she's saying get out. It looks like she's laying back on the bed and the guy is charging at her as she was laying on the bed, right? And it looked like there's a lot of spit coming out of his mouth too. But it's pretty angry. We know that, right?
Every day.
They ain't got that one in
Oh, shut up!
Get out from me.
But
Don't hit me. Don't hit me.
All right, I had to pause that because he's violating her. That's what we can see, right? But she's going to say something in a second. I want you to pay attention to it.
don't hit me. Don't hit me.
Did you hear that? Then he says, don't hit me. We can't really see her, so we don't know who is hitting who. We do know that it's hitting her. But is she hitting him back? We don't know. It's not really an important information. Bottom line is that if you find your relationship in this space, it's really bad. The rest of it are leaving in the hands of the court. And here's very important information, right? If you get into a position where the court has to get involved in your domestic issues, it's going to be bad. No one is going to come out winning. All right? In fact, Yoruba people say, "Akin lo sile ejo, ka pada wa dore," something like that. I don't know. I may have butchered it. Right? Yoruba people say that. That means you don't go to the courts and then come back home as friends. That's a proverb. Right? Of course, it's a proverb. Of course, it's hyperbole, right? Of course, it probably means more of a short term. People have come back and made amends, right? But you get the gist, right? Once you end up in a court, you're basically saying we're not capable of handling these issues by ourselves. We need you all to mediate for us, whatever that means. Now, if children are involved, the court is going to make sure that the children are protected first. What does that look like in the eyes of the court? God help you if you're the woman and you feel like things are unfair and the judge is a man. Or in most cases where, you know, you are a man and you already feel like things are pretty unfair and the judge is a woman. Yeah, the bias is real. The bias is real. There's default bias. I don't care if it's the judge or the court. At the end of the day, it's at a lot of the decision making is going to be at the discretion of whoever the judge is, right? and it's probably going to work against you. Probably, right? Bottom line is that somebody's not going to be happy. If at least one person is not happy, both people are not going to be happy in at least two of short, mid, and long term. Okay, in at least two of those. So the best thing that you want to do is try your best not to end up in a court, right? From a physical standpoint, from a legal standpoint, right? It's going to feel. By the way, if you're just coming in, shout out to you. If you're just coming in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Send a quick email to 3 people you love, all right? And those that you probably don't like, okay? Just send it to them, all right? Let's get it going. Let's get the platform growing, all right? So if you end up in a court, it's going to be bad for everyone involved. If at least one person is not happy, everyone is not going to be happy. That's the way it works. That's the reality. Just because you won at the court doesn't mean you actually won. Okay? Because if you won, that means the other person lost. And that usually means there's a loser. And that's usually a sore loser. Because their emotions are entangled up on the situation. They can't think straight. All they're thinking about is how they're going to get you back. So how does that sound if you have somebody out there who's potentially your baby mother, your baby father, who is actively looking for a way to hurt you, either intentionally, semi-intentionally, or unintentionally? Right? How do you think? I don't know if you've gone through that. What does it feel like to always have to look over your shoulder? That somebody's gonna have a one up on you in the courts, on your own babies, right? Your own children. That's somebody that once upon a time you guys were having sex, and it's completely taking a turn, right? Let's keep going.
Who the hell are you to hit me?
Why are you hitting me?
So he smacked her. What the hell are you to hit me? And then she's saying, why are you hitting me?
Why are you hitting me? You hit me. You hit me first.
So what do we believe now? As a matter of fact, right? There's no one else on that scene from what we can see. But they're both going back and forth. You hit me first. Yeah. Well, if they come out right now, if they come out into the streets and somebody said, so who hit who first? Who we're going to believe by? What do we believe? I'll tell you who we're going to believe. Whoever we can relate with the most is who we're going to believe. Every single one of us. If you've had certain types of experience in life that are negative, whoever you can relate with the most is who you're going to believe. It's not something you decide, it's subconscious. So the closest you can get to being objective with this is just awareness. You're aware that you're a human being like the rest of us. And you're able to say, let me remove myself for a second, right? If that guy was your brother and he's been telling you stories, terrible stories about this woman, you're going to believe him. If that woman has been your friend, or you kind of like live the same kind of lifestyle, right? It doesn't have to be friend. It doesn't have to be same lifestyle. There's something you can relate with. That's the person you're going to believe. As a matter of fact, you're going to create additional stories to support your belief system. You're going to try to justify the bullshit with logic. You feel me? Let's keep playing.
Get out from me.
Take that, you stupid fool. You hit me.
Stupid
You hit
idiot. Don't
me
hit me again.
No, hit me again.
Stupid idiot.
So somebody is recording. We don't know who is recording. We don't know if he positioned the video camera before the altercation, before the conflict. We also don't know if she's the one holding the camera and filming him. What we know is that people continue to make this terrible mistake. They think they're collecting evidence. But really, there's only so much we can see. There's a blind spot. We don't know what the person that's filming is doing. We don't know if they're being filmed. We don't know who is filming. We don't know if there's a quiet friend in the room filming this whole thing. And if I was a jury and there's a trial, God forbid, somebody got deleted in this, because it starts like this. It starts with words. Okay? As a matter of fact, this is already escalated. Okay? Much, much beyond where you ever need to find yourself. Any one of us can find ourselves in this position, by the way. Right? There's a blind spot in the camera view. We can't see everything that's going on. We do know that there are people that are expertise enough that can listen, look at the angles and say, and then make a decision off of their quote unquote professional opinion. It's still an opinion. They call it professional, but it's still an opinion. Oh, the system is unfair. There's no perfect system. The best thing is to learn the skill set that you need to learn so you don't find yourself in this situation ever. You're going to get close to it. Potentially, you're going to find yourself in it before you get what I'm saying. Why? Because you can't relate yet. You're like, I would never be that person. I would never be this Raz. Yeah. I would never be this Raz.
You're right.
I agree. But just listen to me. Let's keep playing it.
You hit me, I hit you back.
Come on, sister.
You hit me, I hit you back. Hit me, I hit.
So he's literally saying in the video, you hit me, I hit you back. It's implicating himself. It doesn't take one person hitting a person before you can actually create irreversible damages. For example, somebody's life getting deleted. It could be a hit back, right? And then you lost your freedom for the rest of your life. So somehow he's right because he wants to be right, right?
You're right.
He gets to be right, but he can be right and also end up behind bars for the rest of his life. They're not going to be like it was a hit back. So, yeah, you get to go free. I mean, I guess the best they can do is manslaughter. Right? They can reduce the charge maybe, but you will still lose your freedom. Is that really the kind of game we want to be playing here? The reason why I'm sharing this, you may say that would never be me. Like I said, you're right. But these are all good people for the most part. I don't know these people, but for the most part, they are good people in their own rights. They just got caught up. They are caught up in a mess because they are in some type of marriage. All right, let's keep going.
No, hit me again. Hit me again.
No, you hit me first. You hit me again.
Idiot.
You hit me again.
No, don't
let him go.
This is what competition with your woman looks like when it's already too bad. For a lot of people, it starts with, let me hold you accountable. There's nothing wrong with holding people accountable, by the way. Don't take me out of context. The question is that, what do you mean by that? Do you mean active conflict? Do you mean you don't know when to stop? Do you mean I have to be right? What do you mean by holding accountable is the real question. There's nothing wrong if it's in the real sense that you're holding a person you're in a relationship with accountable to the commitment that they made. But the question is that, what do you mean? All I have to do is listen long enough, I can tell what you mean. For the most part, the kind of stuff I'm hearing out in this internet streets, what people mean is bad. It's not holding accountable. It's a need to be right. It's difficulty in learning how to adjust with the times. It's basically people trying to force 1960 back into the present. It's basically people that are stuck on ideologies from the past and they are having a hard time adjusting to the times. Does that mean people are not wrong sometimes? Remember what I just said.
You're right.
Yeah. It's not about right and wrong. You have the right to be right. Let's keep playing this video.
Tell him to come pick you up.
Don't hit me again.
No, you hit me.
Don't hit me
You are
again.
the one that hitting me.
Don't hit. You are in my space. Don't hit me again.
Touch me
Don't
again.
hit me again.
She said, "You are in my space." I hear this a lot. It's usually people in the Western world that say things like this. I'm not sure what that means. You're in my space. I know what it means, but it's BS. It's manipulation at best. Okay, you're in my space. Well, you're in each other's space. Okay, you're in each other's space. You're in my space. So I get to hit you for? No, you don't. All it takes is one hit. It doesn't matter if it's the first hit or it's the hit back. All it takes is your hit. You're trying to hit somebody and then you hit the wrong bottle, and then that thing flies off to the next wall and then hit that wall and then hit somebody on the face. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Gentlemen, never put yourself in this position. Okay, because in addition to the fact that we will believe who we can relate with the most, there's another layer to it. The next layer to it is that it's not the same standard. There's a social construct. Children and women must be protected. It is what it is. In fact, your natural instinct as a man is probably exactly that. You're more inclined to protect the children and the women first. This is not the legal system now. This is just the reality. And if it's the legal system, it's part of reality. And you don't get to cry about it. If you cry about it, this is what you sound like.
Why are you crying?
Literally to everyone. Not just to the women. To the men. To the real men in society. That's what you sound like. Oh, we should just hear you out. Yes, you're right. But I'm giving you the reality. We probably don't have time to hear you out. If you find yourself in this position, you may end up losing your freedom for the rest of your life. She will too, to some extent, but she could get away with a lot more. Different standard. Blame the social construct. Blame yourself. If you have to blame anyone, it doesn't have to be a matter of blame. We could just learn not to get in this position ever. But if you really want to talk about blame, there you have it.
Touch me again.
Don't hit me again.
Touch me again.
Don't hit me again.
No, you're hitting me. You're hitting me.
Don't hit me again.
If she happens to have hit you first, this is not the moment to hold her accountable. That's being stupid. If that doors are that as open as I can see it right now, you need to walk your ass through that door and take some time out on you. Walk out through that door. Go grab a beer or something. Take some time out. Don't, you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to hurt yourself. Yeah. Brother Patrick, I see you. I'll get right to you in a second. Thank you for coming up, Brother Patrick. Let me see here.
You're hitting me.
Leave my hand alone.
I'm not holding your hand.
You're
Don't
hitting
touch
me.
You fool.
Stupid idiot. Stupid idiot.
There's no married man that will ever tell me they've never found themselves close to this position ever before. At least close. Oh no, I've never done that because I was raised well. Crap. BS.
Stop the cap.
Yeah. It's gonna happen. Let me bring Brother Patrick up. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good
Can
to
you
see
hear
you.
me?
Good to see you. Yeah, I can hear you clearly. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. You made a
Yeah.
valuable point that there's no man that's never gone to that level, if not close.
Yes.
You are right.
Yep.
We should try as much as possible to avoid such. You know, I was listening to Bodoimbo yesterday. I almost got in, but I was at work, and
Right.
I don't want to cheat my employer when I'm supposed to work, and no, I don't want to do that.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should please, as a man, avoid doing that, and especially when a child is there. It's very like there was a lady that was talking that okay, there was no DV or whatever. I forgot the language she used.
Right.
And everybody was like, "What are you talking about? Are you kidding me?"
Yep.
And when the man was accusing the lady of cheating, and she got a venereal disease, I was like, no.
Yeah.
You don't want
It's
to go.
bad.
You don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Like like most of the thing I say is not as if I heard story. These are life experiences of people I know.
Yep. It's happening.
Yes, and you know why I have to talk about children. The kids are more closer to their mom.
Yes.
And when such thing happen to them, they are going to carry it all over. It's going to affect them.
Yep.
No, let me. I hope I'm not going to take your time.
No. Go ahead. Yeah, feel free.
I had one experience. There were my cousins. They were like 2, 3 back in Nigeria then.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came to the US, I was able to find one on Facebook. She's a grown-up girl now. So she was in the US Army. Yeah, Uncle Patrick, we used to chat.
Right.
My brother, these kids, they are children of diplomats. My uncle was a diplomat. Meanwhile, when they came here, my uncle decided to reside in Nigeria, but they were here with their mom. So this lady was Uncle Patrick. We used to chat. She was in the US Army. She was moved to Europe. Somebody that you saw when she was like 3 years old, that she could recognize you. These are kids that will come to me and sit on my lap, uncle. And my brother, when she came back to America, she sent a text to me of everything the mom did. My brother, I could not open my mouth. And meanwhile, when they were growing up, they were even abused, sexually abused. And their mom could not take any action. Brother Ola, you know what happened? Even in Germany, this girl was sexually abused in the army. She got pregnant. She had to terminate it in the army. She told me all this. And the bad aspect of it is that all 3 of these kids were affected.
Right. Yeah.
Up till now, even
the children will be affected.
So when I said, please, people should not. I can't fathom how these girls were affected. Imagine kids that were abused when their mom was aware, she could not do anything, and their mom was going about messing out with men, and all those kids were seeing it.
Yeah. The children are watching. They can only say so much, so they are soaking in everything they're seeing.
So, Brother Allah, I was like, oh my God, this kid has brighter future than in America. And their mom is talking about pursuing her own degree. She said, no, she has an MS. Are you kidding me? Right now, the kids don't talk to her.
Yeah.
And the kids are so close to me. They told me everything, that they were abused. And the mother didn't say anything because she was jumping from one man to another. And the team followed the girl to the army, to the US Army. She was abused in Europe. She got pregnant. And she said she called the mom. The mom said, well, you don't do anything with the pregnant. I need grandchild. Like, what are you talking? I'm in the army.
Right, because what happens? I think they get kicked out, right? Or I think they do give them some out, but
she has to go. She was raped there. She has to get.
She was raped. Yeah.
So you can look at what is following her. And the junior sister here, they are not doing good. I'm like, what is all this?
Yeah, isn't this the generation to generation thing reflecting everywhere now? Because again, they watch us as examples, even if they're not watching it. Sometimes they will even go the other extreme opposite of what we did in order to overcompensate, and that's also negative, right?
Yeah. So why the bottom line here, even in America, why should a woman, when you have opportunity to work, why should you be jumping from man to man? Yeah. When even in Nigeria, you know how many women are CEO of banks in Nigeria now, Brother Ola?
Yeah.
So why should a woman be jumping from man to man to the detriment of your family, of your kids? If you have hand to work, go and work. The marriage doesn't work. You can get out of the marriage. You can
walk away from it. Yeah. I mean, I wish it was that simple, because if it was that simple, people would just. Some people will even say, we did a session 2 sessions ago where people say polygamy is the solution to cheating. We analyze that they don't correlate at all. Like,
brother,
they're not the same thing.
You are man to man. Are you telling me if you want to date a girl now in America, I don't have to spend a dime. You know, is that your goal?
No, but people are sick. Let me just say it like that. A lot of people are sick, right? See, if we're talking to me and you, that's easy. We're men of purpose, men of prestige, right? We have a bigger goal than even ourselves. Our goals are bigger than our own lifetime. We have children. We have legacy, right?
Yes!
So, unfortunately, there's a level of sickness that a man has to be, or a woman, as we're talking right now, where they lose every level of self-esteem, and they find themselves in this position because there's a lot of it has to do with self-esteem. It's a void that somebody is trying to fill. Not making excuses for it. Actually the whole point is that these people are sick, and they will continue this behavior for as long as they are sick, because they're trying to fill a void, and they're making things worse. So we're talking about people that we can obviously see. After all, even the video we're watching right now, they're not sleeping with anybody. But even look at just that behavior. Just look at that behavior, that Raz behavior right now that we're watching. Don't they look like people that will sleep with somebody else?
No, bro. The multiplier effect. That's what I'm talking about. Because it's going to boomerang and affect other people, the kids that are involved, their life.
Yeah.
So one should just avoid it.
Yeah. It's deep. Stay with me. You don't have to leave. Stay with me. Let's finish reviewing the video. It's almost done.
Okay, I will.
Yep. Let's see here. Auntie B, good to see you. Auntie B, good to see you. Yes, you are in the audience, and you don't know what you're missing out by not being in the audience. But yeah, Auntie B, if you want to come up, feel free. The link is pinned to the top at any time.
Let that be chat with me.
Let's continue. It's almost done.
We shall see.
All right, so that sounds like a child already, right? Like, what is the difference between that and this?
Why are you crying?
What's the difference? Right?
Come back. I don't need you. You
So now you have a husband calling the wife Ashawo. Oh, by the way, let me say something that we're not talking about. She doesn't have to have slept with anybody before this guy will start accusing her of exactly that.
You are right.
There are a lot of men, when they get into this space of insecurity, if they suspect, or maybe one of your friends move a certain way, that may be the fastest place they will go to, accusing their wife of being an ashawo. If you bring sex toy, they can accuse you of being an ashawo. So again, it's easy to run with the narrative on the internet, but just because this guy is calling his wife out of her name doesn't mean he's telling the truth. Let's keep going.
I don't need you. If you know more, I don't need you.
Okay, God.
I don't need you. Look at you. I don't need you. That's why I don't need you. Look me here.
So I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you. There's no better way to tell me that you really need this person. You're obsessed, even if it's for negative reasons. Right? That's what's going on there. This guy is seriously, terribly hurt. What has hurt him, we don't know. The only thing we know is what he's saying out of his mouth. But I don't even think it matters. I don't think the details of what happened matters. I think what matters is what we are seeing. This conduct right now, if you're doing this to your woman, it's not far-fetched that she's cheating. It doesn't justify her. I'm just letting you know the reality. If you find yourself in this space as a man, that you've become a child.
Why are you crying?
Even if it's true, right? It's not far-fetched that your wife has dumped you for randoms. Especially if she has a tendency for that lifestyle already, right? Let's keep going.
Begging me to fuck you. You'll be here begging me to fuck you.
God forbid.
You are begging me to fuck you, Chinenye.
You are miserable.
Nobody already let me know.
You are
I don't want you.
She said, you're begging me to fuck you. That's his words, right? It's possible. It's possible, right? But why? What happened? Why were you living with a woman, your wife, that had to beg you for intimacy? Why? These are the questions that once we finish in about a few seconds here, I want us to try to dig into. Let's assume best case scenario, everything he's saying is correct, is right. He's telling the truth. Right? Why were you in a marriage where your wife had to beg you for intimacy? Why haven't you sought help or walk away? Those are viable options. Because I can still see an open door right behind him as he's yelling at this woman. He refused to walk through those doors. Instead, he chose to do this.
Why are you crying?
All right.
I go when you're disgusting, Chinenye. You're disgusting. The pussy smell. You're disgusting. You have given me gonorrhea. From fucking banana to fucking everybody.
There you have it. That's the accusation. You're giving me gonorrhea. Do you know the state that a man's mind has to be? A 60-something-year-old plus, potentially 70-year-old man. This man is not young like that. Do you know the state his mind has to be for him to be saying this kind of words out of his mouth to his lady? Regardless of what kind of atrocity she's committed. Because a wise man can always walk away. Oh, do you realize? Are you realizing that it actually takes more strength to walk away, and weak people would do what he's doing right now? What would you attribute what he's doing right now to? Weakness or strength? Is this a weak man right now or a strong man? Because even if you want to fight war in real life, right, you will have to find your mate now. Because if it's not your mate, you waste resources, right?
Please, get out.
That's what you're doing.
That's only you. You're the only thing you know.
You are saying again. You're fucking hot, Chinenye. That's why.
You are.
You fuck everybody you
Yes,
see.
you are.
That's
Yes,
why
I
you not.
am.
I will not.
So everyone on the internet is running with this narrative he just painted. She's sleeping with everyone around, right? What does that make him? Right? Okay, maybe he just found out. Again, best case scenario, he just found out for the first time. He didn't know. He just found out. So he's very, very angry. He has the right to be.
Well, you're right.
He has the right to be angry, right? But look at the outcome. How many videos are on the internet that has reviewed this in the last 48 hours? this will haunt him for the rest of his life. We can't see this woman's face. Well, we can't really see his face either, but the people that know him will tell. Right? What about reputation? Gentlemen, we're supposed to guard our reputation with our life. Everything. It's literally everything.
Yes, I am. I will not let you come by me.
Yes,
Close
it's okay.
by me. I don't need
It's
you.
okay,
I don't
then.
want you.
It's okay. Bye.
You will see.
It's
Starting
okay,
from
bye.
tomorrow, it's a new ballgame.
Okay, it's a new ball game. Let's see.
Bet me.
Let's see.
You
You said bet you.
You hit me.
You said bet you.
What did you hit me
You
for?
said bet you.
All right, so that's it right there. Pramatric, what are your thoughts?
My
You can
brother. Yeah, the man should have been a man. Yeah.
Well, Patrick, this is man of prestige. You know, I love my sister. We have to tell ourselves the truth, Abby.
Yeah, the man would have been a man.
Hmm.
You know, I said it in one of the programs. My mother-in-law was staying with us then.
Yeah.
And she uses one word.
Hmm.
You say, I'm going to say it in Yoruba, you can translate. You say, Patrick, firewear more.
That means embrace your wife.
Yes.
Yes.
So I was like, why is he always saying fire? When will I? It was later I now knew
Like,
that.
let's correct this woman now. What do you mean?
Yes. And my mother-in-law gave me top secrets.
Mm-hmm.
I never shared with my wife. He said, Patrick, let me share a secret with you. I know my wife is not on the platform. So he said this in Yoruba. I'm going to ask you to interpret. So don't take them serious. Most of the things they do is just shakara. No woman wants to leave the house. Husband. All these things are just shakara. This is a woman of 90-something years old. And I heard that word. So when my wife does shakara, I will just be looking. She now said, what they did, my mom told you something. I said, no. That is wisdom.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
like in that I said it once, I said in Yoruba, they said when an elderly person gives you cola nuts, brother, don't eat it. Because you can be poisoned. But whenever I say something to you, hold that word. That is wisdom. So my wife will just look and say, this man has changed. I didn't change. I'm just using wisdom to deal with you.
Right.
Yes. I know I now find out that some women, they react sometimes. Not because they want to react.
Yeah.
Because it's a kind of protective mechanism that has been built in them.
Yes. Yes, it's the protection.
Yes, to just say, no, I'm going to fight back.
Yes.
You men have always been putting us down.
Yeah.
So when a woman reacts, don't just go fire for fire. You said it the other day. Negative and positive. Bro, I remember.
Yes.
So don't go when she's positive. Don't just go like that too. You positive. No. Come in, just cool down.
Just cool down. Regain your own strength.
You know, whenever I'm in my empty box, you know what I mean by my empty box?
Tell me, bro, Patrick.
When you know there are times where man will just sit down. You are just thinking. You are lost. Your woman knew.
Yeah.
He said, he will tell me, he say, just like he said, but Patrick, take it easy. Yes. He said, he will say, you know, he will kind of, there is a way my wife encouraged me. He will say, bro, it's going to be all right.
Yeah. We talked about that yesterday. There's so much power that women have.
Yes.
That power is not in that power that they have is definitely not in being able to respect a non-respectable man. If you don't show up as a respectable man, a woman is not capable of respecting you just because it's duty.
Bro, I don't know whether you knew this. For if your wife can say, "Ola, I love you," once, it goes a long way.
Yeah. Yes. There's nothing better than that. Where she's definitely resting in her femininity at that point. For her to
For I have to say, "I love you."
yeah.
It's not just for fun. You've been married for how many years? It's not as if she just knew you.
Yeah, no be being so. No be being so.
Yes.
You've been married for 26 years, right?
Me? No, 26 years, 20 years. I'm not.
20, you said 20?
Yeah, I got married late.
Well, 20 is not our mate now.
Yeah, yes.
20 is not our mate, oh.
I got married late. You know, I wanted to say something.
Yes.
Before I forget. Yes, it takes time.
Sorry, shout out to Instablog Niger, by the way. We stole this clip from them. Go ahead.
Yes. And you know one thing I realized, brother, for every man, you must know your wife's love language. You know, I said it the other time.
Yes.
That's the only way to win your wife.
Yes.
It's not chocolate alone. No, we're not talking about chocolate, brother.
That one is useless. Even that one, if you keep giving chocolates every day, I'll be after you've offended that you bring chocolates. She will throw it in your face. It's not about that.
Maybe, brother, just taking the boys out alone.
Yes.
Maybe when she's tired, he knows when my husband comes from work, he's going to stroll with the boys.
Yeah.
They're going to be out doing their own thing, and I'll have my time to relax very well.
Yep. The unexpected. You have to stimulate the brain.
It might just be affirmation. Lola,
just a word can go a long way.
Yes. Like a lady told me, she's 62 at my job. She said our love language is affirmation.
Yes.
Your own might just be affirmation. Say, Lola, wow, your food is, in fact, I know there's no woman that cooks better than you. That alone, you won her for life.
Yeah.
Yes. It might be this is what this woman needs.
Yep. It goes a long way.
Fighting the husband. Some women, money is part of it. Money might not be the main thing, my brother. A woman can manage with you. The woman loves you. He knows that you have prospects.
Yep.
We are all in America together, or both together. We are all struggling. She knows.
Yeah.
He doesn't want you to become a millionaire overnight. You are not a politician and that politician. You know what I mean?
Yep. Most women are not like that anyway.
Your love language might just be being truthful.
Yep.
I'm going to the store, and your husband, when he check the listing, you are in the store.
Yeah.
You know, brother, the love language might not be because he has confidence. Let me give you an example. Like you said, I had an issue with my wife. One of my friends, a pastor, came. Just, Brother Patrick, okay, let's go. I said, what is? We now sat down. The first thing the man said, he said, my sister, is Brother Patrick cheating? My wife said, no, Pastor, don't say that. You know what the man said? He said that everything is finished. That was the last thing I expected that man to ask. He said, do you trust him? Is it cheating? The man said, no, Pastor, don't. We're not talking about that. So it goes a long way, my brother.
Yes. This verse I just posted on is one of my favorite verse when it comes to this topic from the scriptures. You know, everybody focuses on 5:25, right? But then there's that second half. My father shared this with me, and my father shared this with me. Then my father-in-law shared something else with me that correlates with what your mother-in-law shared with you. And I want to share that with all the gentlemen that are listening to me. And all the mothers, because you need to share this with your sons. Okay? Through the word, washing through the word. Whatever that is you're looking for your woman to become. If you're not capable of, if your presence is not cleansing, right? It says, of course, this is proverbial, right? Washing with water through the word. It's not literally water. through your words, right?
Mm.
Of course, this is some translation. My father-in-law is a Muslim man. At the 5 years mark, we got into our first serious crisis. And one of the things he told me was like, after I had talked and I talked and said she did this, she did that, she did this, men don't know when to stop when they're really in that space, right? You try to, because you're right, right? You know what you're trying to say, right?
Well, you're right.
That was exactly what, right? But he now said, you have to know women. He now told me, my father-in-law, say you have to now, women are about to get triggered, but I will position it well for you, right? So you have to treat women like 5-year-olds. See, that is not a statement that is designed to be taken literally, right? It was designed for a man who was in that mindset where I was. I wanted to hold her accountable to the same standard that I am thinking as a man or as an individual. I needed to hear that, not so I can treat my wife like a child, but so I can lower my unrealistic expectation, bring it all the way down. It wasn't just her that was acting like a child. I was in fact acting like a child too. Right? So imagine when a child do what they do, right? You now become this.
Why are you crying?
How do you think that's going to work out? When a child does what they do, maybe they draw a pen like my son did when he was 2 years old. Draw a whole marker on the wall. Right? Is this what you...
Why are you crying?
I'm guessing that's not what you do. You at least slow down, you assess what's going on, even if you're going to dish out a punishment. You at least act like the adult in the situation. But what we do is we're, quote unquote, we're accusing the other person of acting a certain way, but we lower ourselves down to that same level. And then we start doing what this man did with his wife. Right? And then we do enough of that, and then we wonder why good people end up in divorce court all the time. So it's not designed to say women should be our children, no. But there's certain men, when they start acting like children, you now have to tell them like, wait, what if she's doing all of that because she's in a weak space, as opposed to interpreting what she's doing as wickedness? I learned that from T.D. Jakes. Would you reassess the matter and maybe move a different way? Right? Would you disengage from the need to be right? That's where we are with this situation. If she cheated, she's wrong. Guess what? If she
You're right.
You're right that she's wrong. But that's the least of this issue here right now. I know in your heart of hearts, you're like, that's the biggest deal. She cheated. Nah, it's not. That's not the big deal. The big deal is that this relationship has deteriorated already anyway. Is that why she should go and cheat? No. But I'm telling you that this relationship had no foundation. And Tibi was saying something. And I want us to address. I want to know your thoughts on this, Brother Patrick. Let me see if I can find it. I think I have it. I have it somewhere. There you go. She said, marry within your age bracket to avoid stories that touches the heart. Or what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it depends on where you are coming from. Yeah, and your background as well. I'm going to give you one example too. I have a cousin back in Nigeria. She was a smart lady. She went to UI. And she just graduated from law school. And this lady is one of those kids that, obey their parents. And they have one guy here in America that's been here in his late 40s.
Okay.
Yes, this guy just 20 something. We are from the same place, They match make them, and the lady came here. This guy was living in an apartment. Because he wasn't married. He's been here. Even when he came to Nigeria, I wasn't here then. I was like, whoa, this guy from America? So this guy was. So when this guy came, very smart guy, the man said, well, you don't have to jump into start working. You can go to school.
Okay.
So this guy got an RN straight. By the grace of God, this girl was able to help the body out.
Okay.
She got a master's. I know, this guy is very junior to me. She's my auntie's daughter. This guy called me and said, Uncle. He said she can't believe what happened. I said, what? She said, they used to attend my paracor meeting. He said, one of the women called her and said, well, you have your RN now. Don't let your husband know how much you are earning. He said, what?
Uh-oh. That's how it starts.
Are you kidding me? This man that suffered from me, I never worked since I came to America. I've had 3 kids. I was going to school. This man was and I will never do that. But the first time I spoke to the man, my brother, the man said, yeah, I said, your auntie did good. She raised up a very good daughter, good girl. This man is older than this lady, more than 20 years. Humble herself, when my mother came here, when my sister, auntie came here, our responsibility in America to settle fights. For people that have been fighting for years. When me and my auntie would say, Patrick, I don't tire. You people are trying in America. Fight. So this lady was well brought up, never messed up. Yes. So your background matters, where you are coming from. Some of them, their mother will be the one that will influence them. They will be the one that will be telling them what to do or not what to do.
Yeah. There's a lot of outside influence. Now, in terms of, do you think that age bracket is a big deal? The age bracket, or you don't think it matters?
Once you are mature now, before you go to marry, they didn't get married to you when you were a toddler, when you were a teenager or whatever. As an adult,
right?
Yes, you can make your choice.
You can make your choice.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. So for me, I put it in the same category as when we say, hey, if you're a believer, don't go and marry an unbeliever, right?
Yeah.
Of course, you can make your choices as individuals, right? You can make your choice, right? But the reality is that for every dimension of unequally yoked, it will create hiccup. And God help you if you can get through it. I told you earlier, my father-in-law is from a Muslim background. My wife, she's always practiced Christianity. But even that created a hiccup. We're just lucky to be able to get through it. You see what I'm saying? It could be from race to race. It will create a hiccup. Just be aware that prepare yourself for that. The hiccup doesn't have to destroy your marriage, but it destroys lots of marriage, just so you know.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, it could be age, right? Like we're saying right now, a different age bracket, 20 years age bracket difference. That's going to create a hiccup.
So what's the statistics now? Most marriages that got broken down in America, is it by age?
Well, it's usually we covered this, I think 2 days ago, is by something extremely vague. I think it was yesterday we covered this. There's a lot of vague stuff, right? Stuff like unreasonable, irreconcilable differences or unreasonable differences, something vague. No one is able to collect the actual data of what causes it. But from listening to lots of stories, we know we've seen men who are watching their wife because they're too young. They feel like, they act very insecure because they're much younger than them, right? And we just know it as a thing. It's psychology, right? I always tell people there was a time we were having a conversation about also going outside of the bracket of class in terms of status in society. You go and marry Otedola copy, right? Daughter of Otedola, the billionaire in Nigeria. You need to be aware that that's going to create a hiccup if you are a man who is not from that class. There's just going to be some things that will happen that doesn't align. It's not a matter of it's somebody's fault or the other, right? If she wants to live the lifestyle of a billionaire daughter, a billionaire girl, right? And you're trying to tone it down because she's supposed to understand this, it's traditional. No, it's not traditional. You went out of your league. You need to bend a little bit. You need to be secured in yourself. Be okay with who you are. If you're not okay with who you are, that's going to backfire. It could backfire. Let's say it like that. Let's be safe, right? It could backfire. So it's multiple dimensions of this demographic, right? We have gender, but we already know that you're going to most likely 90% plus of the population, you're going to be with somebody of the opposite gender. But we have age brackets. We have location. It's the same issue we're talking about when it comes to distance. If you're long distance, it doesn't mean it can't happen successfully. It will create a hiccup because you're in two different dimensions, right? So you have locations, right? Lifestyles. You're not a smoker, but you got married to somebody who is a smoker. That's going to create hiccup. It's just the reality. So now what that tells me is that just be aware. Just be aware that if you cross major dimensions, there are multiple variables of dimensions, right? Like there's even mini dimensions. Like, hey, I like to drink water after my food. You like to drink soda. There's some like that. We're not talking about those ones. We're talking about major dimensions. There are probably around 5 to 7 of them. Location, age, bracket, religion, culture, race. I just mentioned 5. People cross those lines all the time. When you cross those lines, just be aware that it could create a hiccup for your marriage. Prepare yourself to learn how to handle that. How do you prepare yourself? You can have a conversation around it. Understand that you may need much more than verbal communication, right? Meaning sometimes it's your patience. That person needs to live with you a little bit much longer, right? If you go from 60 years old, you go marry a 25-year-old girl. Sure, knock yourself out if that's what you want to do. But understand that she'll be on her phone more than you a lot. Are you ready for that? Are you secured in yourself to be able to, moju kurombe? What's the English for moju kurombe?
Close your eyes.
Yes, let her do her thing. She's 25, for crying out loud. If you're not able to do things like that, you are going out of your league. And it's going to hurt you. Let me go a quick shout out to some of the people in the chat. Sorry, ladies. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen of Prestige. Sorry about that. I have Indiama. Shout out to Indiama. Esther. We have Ife Franklin TV. Yes. Good to see you. We have Kisata. Ife says the relationship are threatened since before this incident happened. Exactly my point. Everything is saying, I take it with a grain of salt. But I'm seeing signs that this has been a broken down relationship for at least 1 year into the past. Right? Rogoni, they've been trying to patch it together. It's not working. Now, this is the boiling point we're looking at. This is just the tip of the iceberg. But Patrick, that's true. The foundation matter. Yes, the foundation matters. Absolutely. That's why when there's problem in a marriage, yeah, you have to literally demolish everything back to the foundation. Literally. That's the only way. If you patch things halfway, yeah. Yes, hit that like, subscribe. Let's see. Location, age bracket, race, culture. Yes. Yes, look away. By the way, naturally, in any relationship, any marriage, you have to look away anyway. In many, many things. She farted in her sleep. you're gonna have to look away if that's your pet peeve, right? So how much more on things that's basically generational? You're a 60-year-old man. You went to marry a 25-year-old man. I'm actually shocked that that is not common sense. Like people think they can literally get away with that without certain types of conversation or without being damn near 100% secure in yourself. I'm shocked that people think they can, like, oh, you know, what's wrong? So you can just be a home girl and just cook and clean for me and just be a wife. Like, really? You can't even hold a conversation because you're talking about stuff that happened in the 1930s and she's talking about stuff that happened in the 2000s. You don't think that's a big deal? You know, I think the biggest deal in any relationship, right? The biggest deal in any relationship is being friends. So if you can't like sneak gossip with your wife, small, right? Don't you think that's something you should be aware of? Now, there's some people that are some ladies, and maybe 25, and their whole soul. They can have conversation about anything. They have a wide range. It's highly unlikely, but they exist, right? Or some men that have, you know, it's 55, 60, but you could barely tell because he has that young spirit. A lot of young people are around him all the time. They exist. Highly unlikely. Very unlikely. Right? So let's pay attention to some of these little nuances. Instead of the obvious, oh, she cheated. She must be wrong. Okay.
Well, you're right.
Well, like, for example, when you are talking about Kula and the gang.
Kula and the gang.
Every king. Praise.
Kula and the gang. You're talking about Kula and the gang. Oh, you say R. Kelly. Your wife don't even know who R. Kelly is. Can you imagine? Somebody's wife does not even know, did not know just a few weeks ago. Somebody's wife did not know that Ray J is brother to Brandy.
Wow. So,
right?
We are talking about Soul Train. Like, what do you mean Soul Train?
Soul Train, Bitibawo, which one?
Old school. Wow.
Right? It sounds funny right now, but it's not going to be funny when your wife is saying a bunch of stuff on the phone and you're like, who is she talking to? Why is she carrying phone to every corner of the house? Put your phone down. And then, I'm just giving that as an example. That doesn't have to be an example. It could be something different entirely. But your words are different. But you said, I'm a 60-year-old Ghana. I'm from America. I'm just going to go and pick a girl from... Like, it's doable. Don't get me wrong. And it's not illegal to do that. Okay? It's not illegal to do that.
Stop the cap.
Let's stop the cap. Okay? It's not illegal to do that. That's the least of the issue. Okay? Once you're an adult, you're an adult. You're not a toddler, like Brother Patrick said earlier. Right?
Like, I have my children. They have a kind of, I don't know what they use. Then they take their shower, they still listen to music.
Mm-hmm.
Shower. You know what I mean? Even my wife does it.
Yeah, in the shower. To be honest with you, to me, even me, I'm 42. That will still be annoying. If my son puts their phone next to them, they're eating. I'm like, come on, bro. Right? But this is how things are, right? This is like our forefathers carrying newspaper and they sit down like this and if you're not able to comprehend, like people having their phone like this all the time is the same thing as newspaper. If you can't comprehend that, you have no business marrying a 25-year-old girl at the age of 60. You deserve everything that comes with that if you go do that. I am Adai. Good to see you. Say, hola. I doubt if they properly married. I may be wrong though. And did he just bring her in to fill in some gap in his life? This guy is completely gone out of his league. It's obvious. According to him, he carried an Olosho. That's already tells you everything. According to him, his own words, right? His own words. His wife is an ashawo. An ashawo for all my day ones means what's English? A prostitute. Right? According to him, his own words. In this context, I have to believe him that you're married to an ashawo. But let's look in the mirror, sir. What does that make you? What were you looking at when you went and married an ashawo? Oh, she changed on you. Let's ask ourselves a question. Are people really capable of changing that far off? Like, can we not use discernment and see certain lifestyle and say, maybe this is not where I should go, even if you don't have facts? Right? So if we're gonna, let's just be honest.
Stop the cap.
It's cap. This guy is just, somebody said it earlier, is desperate. Let me see if I can find that comment. It's just desperate at this point. It's calling her out of her name. It's desperacy at best. That's all I am seeing. I don't know if I can still find that comment. Somebody said this guy is just desperate. Baba is doing everything to hold on. The insult and name calling is a sign of desperation. Majority of our comments on the internet is like, oh, she cheated, gonorrhea. It's about the gonorrhea. Like, stop the cap. That's just his words. Why do we put so much weight on the words? She's saying a bunch of nonsense too, right? Why do you have so much weight on their words? The vibe in this room, the energy in that room speaks volume, and it has nothing to do with the words they're saying out of their mouth. Anything can come out of anybody's mouth in that room. They're not thinking. They're emotionally caught up. How can you take what they're saying as gospel truth in any ramification? You think if they take this to the court, they're going to look at what they're saying? They're going to look at the only part they're going to look at is the fact that they're smacking each other. That's it. They now may use their words to justify what the intentions are or what the motives are. But the main thing they will look at is that somebody smacked each other. If they take this video as is to the court and nothing else happened after that, the video is useless because it's just words and emotions. If something terrible happened and somebody got deleted in this situation, then this video will become an evidence to support the fact that, wait, he smacked him over there. She smacked him over there. That's what they're going to be paying attention to. Oh, but then he said this. Oh, but then he said he's ready to beat her.
Brother, let me just say something that came to mind.
Feel free to interrupt me anytime, sir. Okay.
Yes, don't let us like what that lady was saying yesterday. Don't let us downplay what they are doing. It's just like the case of the pastor in Ghana, the Ghanaian pastor that deleted the wife.
Yes.
Yes, that was how it started. When the wife's brother was there separating them, and the man was fighting the guy too. That was exactly what happened. And the guy went to the lady's work. She's a banker, to delete her.
Yes. So, that's exactly my point. Yes. That's exactly my point. Like, if that happens, all of this is going to become evidence.
Yes.
He's
wrong. And if that man is a pastor, this guy is even not a pastor. So we should not downplay this kind of thing.
Exactly.
Any man that is involved in this, that man is not serious.
It's not a serious man. He's lost himself. Lost himself. Obviously it's lost his frame of masculine frame. It's lost the sense of being a man.
Yes.
Oh, are we just judging men and we're just blaming men? It's just the men's fault? I'm sorry for you if you asked that question. I'm sorry for you.
Like I said, one of the attributes of a man, the ability to lead your family. If you call yourself Christian, in prayer, lead them at home. Because it's going to be, your wife is going to be kneeling down for the pastor, respecting your pastor. Will not respect because you are not playing the role of a leader, of a spiritual leader at home.
Yes. Even as a pastor, right? Yes.
Can we pray? Can we do this? let me give you a secret. By God's grace, we do pray every night before we sleep. And
Yeah.
most of the things
Same.
God is doing in my family. It starts more prayer. And
Yeah.
I tell my children, say, you see now, we just prayed over that situation. It happened. They say, hey, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, they are Americans, but they are beginning to see, we are leading, me and my wife.
Yeah.
So ability for a man to lead at home, it goes a long way.
Yes.
And if a man
100%.
has engaged himself like this is more than 30 minutes doing this, that man is not serious.
Yes. Yes. Leadership.
Like you said, we've seen several examples. I just gave you one example now.
This is how it starts. It starts with little condescension, by the way. You're condescending, you're sarcastic. You won't take that garbage out now, ladies. You won't take it out now. That's how it starts. It starts with little petty stuff like that.
And the Ghanaian lady was even telling the brother not to fight the man. Remember? I said, no, don't fight him or no, leave, But the man said, I'm going to deal with you. And the man went ahead to delete her.
Yeah. You just don't know what kind of weight people are carrying mentally. If you're in a relationship with them, hold yourself responsible, hold yourself accountable. You're playing a part, right? If no crime has been committed, you're playing a part. You can de-escalate things, either man or woman, especially if you're a man. Like literally, the society, not me, expects you to learn how to de-escalate matters, especially when your own emotions are caught up in it. Easier said than done. Of course, easier said than done.
You're right.
But if you practice this long enough, it gets easier with time. You can see the nonsense coming from afar. She has a certain way she says what she says that you're going to get triggered. Remove yourself. Walk through the door. Some of them will actually close the door on you. We talked about this yesterday. They will close the door and lock it because they want you to hear what they're saying. Even at that, there are ways for you to de-escalate. The first step is to master your own emotions. Because you probably already got caught up in your emotions already too. You're caught up as well. And it's easier said than done. You're right. Nonetheless, if you don't do it, the outcome, these ones are lucky. Because we haven't heard any terrible news from that camp. For a lot of people, what we hear is we just see them on the ABC news. How many examples of those have we seen this year? We have the Igbo boy with the white girl in Miami. I forgot his name now. Mbenseli or something like that. We also have the guy in the OB, I think his name is it OB? Something like that, in Dallas. Who was riding away with the little baby. And he committed that act in front of his 14-year-old, deleted his wife. You think that's what he wanted to do? You think you're helping yourself by saying that's what you wanted to do, he's just been evil? No, you're not gaining any lessons from that. What you need to understand is that while we're not justifying criminal behavior because it's a criminal, he died a criminal. You need to understand that it usually starts as something like a conversation. People that don't know how to address each other without cursing at each other, without calling themselves
Get in my space. Get out.
That's what you're doing.
That's only you. You're the only thing you know.
You are saying again. You're fucking hot, Chinene. That's
Yes,
why.
you are.
You fuck everybody you
Yes,
see.
you are.
That's
Yes,
why
I
you
am.
not. I will not
Yes,
let
I
you.
am.
I will not let you come by me.
Yes,
Close
it's okay.
by me. I don't need
It's
you.
okay,
I don't
then.
want you.
It's okay. Bye.
You see.
It's
Starting
okay,
from
bye.
tomorrow, it's a
if you use this kind of language with your spouse, you're not exactly an evil person, but you need to stop. The devil is operating through you, I'll tell you that much. The devil is actively operating through you. Very likely, it's going to take you having to stop first. She will continue into future a little bit. And that will tempt you to want to keep doing it. And your patience is being tested. but you have to choose to stop it for your own good. Go ahead, Brother Patrick. Go ahead.
Yeah, brother, you know, as I begin to grow up, I find out that our culture is very rich. You know, in some area, when you marry a wife, like in Yoruba land, you carry your wife. It's a gbeyawo. In my own culture, Edo culture, they'll bring your wife to sit on your lap. Yes. I know from what I got there, it's like a parcel that you have not really opened.
Yes.
Until when you get home, open that parcel, you begin to say, God help me.
Like I vetted. I did premarital counseling. I did everything. How? One chance.
So they take carry am, you know, Ogbeyawo, you know.
Ogbeyawo, Igbegbe. Wow. So, we have no idea when we did that. Patrick, we had no idea.
You see? They know the reason. Carry her, you know, with, you know, delicate. Be careful.
On top of that, they will say, please take care of her.
Yeah. You know, women are emotional.
So let's be honest, right? Your woman is saying, yeah, right? Is the first thought that comes to your mind is, I need to take care of her. Let's act not like, let's really assess this. Is that the first thought that will come to a human mind?
No.
It's difficult now. Why are we telling ourselves? Why are we preaching to the car? We know this is difficult.
Bro, like, you know, somebody taught me something. He said, when your wife said something wrong, don't say she lied.
Yes. Don't do that, Brother Patrick. I keep telling these people, I said, she has a different experience. Don't talk about, if she's got, in fact, sometimes she'll tell you lie. Say, really, babe? What do you mean by a lie? To kill me.
Even
as opposed to, you're a liar. You're a liar.
Yeah, very good. That word, you're a liar. Don't say that.
Don't say that.
So, like I said, women have a defense mechanism. You know, let me tell you one thing. You know that guy that came to speak, I'm going to share an experience with you. When she was saying that the wife, she desired what she wanted.
Yes.
The guy is callous.
I wanted to react to that. Yeah.
The guy is very callous.
What's her name? The lady in the Hamptons.
Yes.
The lady, yeah.
For a woman to even give back to you what has come out from her.
Terrible. It's terrible.
I'm a twin. My mother had twins 4 times.
Wow.
You know what happened? The fourth one. Our last born was born in 1967. And that changed my mother's life entirely. One of them died. And since then, my mother has not remained the same.
Because one died after
no,
having
not
4.
even one died. You know, she had set of twins 4 times, bro.
Okay, so they didn't all survive. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
They dealt with that.
But
they dealt with that.
One that and since then, my mother has been, for more than 40 years, she's been hypertensive.
Yes.
I was the one that, maybe if you know Lagos, we're Lagos University Teaching Hospital.
No, I don't know Lagos. I'm a Akure boy. Sorry.
Call it LUTH, Lagos University.
LUTH. LUTH. I know about LUTH. I don't know where it's at. Yeah.
Yes, I'm the one picking up our medication. My mother, more than 200 tablets in one. They pack it for her.
Of medications that she has to stay on.
No, I mean one in one bottle. She has 2 medications. I still remember the name.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe she has another name, Modretic and Adomet.
Okay, and this is for hypertension.
Yes. That changed my mother. She never got out of it. You know, it affected. And that guy, for a woman to give birth to 7 children for you, that man is not responsible.
You know, I wouldn't, let me say this, Brother Patrick, I wouldn't even give him that much credit.
She's supposed to stand, she's supposed to be with that woman, you know?
That is not a man. I'm sorry.
Let me tell you something. If I'm going to, assuming I wasn't there that day, I will have, do you love your children? If you say she loves her children, do you love your wife? Say no. I say, can you delete a chicken because you like an egg? Like an egg?
You know,
this is the woman that all the children came out from.
All these children, and it came out of your mouth that she deserves
That man
everything
is
she's getting.
callous. I don't care if she comes there. Thank God that she came there.
You
From
know,
that
he kept saying God too. He kept saying God, God.
Which kind of God? Somebody
Oh,
that
Lord.
has 7 kids for you, brother.
Mm.
You know when the women give birth, that almost everything will change about them.
Yes. Yeah.
I just spoke to a woman.
Everything changes.
I spoke to a lady in Nigeria before I spoke to you.
Mm.
She lost the husband a few years ago. She said she almost run mental now. I'm kind of encouraging her. So, brother, for that guy to say, no, you are supposed to stand. What is the responsibility of that man? Are you there? Are you taking care of this woman? Are you fighting for her to be okay? You are there running your mouth.
Wow.
No,
that guy, I don't know. I hate saying it, but once he made the third sentence, it was just a wrap. ATB did a good job at being patient with him, because it was just all kind of red flag. And as usual, unfortunately, I have to hold both responsible, because I think I came up that day and I said, it looks like another bad case of, like an extreme bad case of Kora Obidi. There's some types of women that always, and men too, they think the grass is greener on the other side, so they just can't wait to get with the white person. You can just, it's written all over them.
Bro, like it was Adam that God hold responsible.
The man.
Yeah, so
of course the men of prestige.
The bulk of the blame on the man. What is the guy doing now?
Of
He's
course.
moving around. What is his job?
And shaming the woman at her lowest.
What is his responsibility to get back the children? Does he have a house to even ask them? Can he take care of them?
I mean, like some people were saying that day, the only way he will probably go and look for those children is maybe he's going to use them to get money. I believe that strongly. You know, he's probably going to try to use them to collect welfare money from the government.
When you look at the guy record, he must have had maybe 50 jobs, jumping from one job to another. Who know them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a felony too. You know, so
what do you expect?
That's what I was trying to say. That kind of guy, I don't even want to give him that much credit.
You're right.
Yeah,
so
that's why I said that day. I said really my thing that day was that the foundation of our kids is very important, because if they have low self-esteem, they will always be looking to fill that gap, and so they may end up in the wrong hands. You know, they may end up in that kind of guy's hands. You know, so yeah. Let's read some comments. Let me engage.
This is the first set of twins.
Yeah, our forefathers and foreparents, they like my grandmother had they call them abikus before the person that was before my father, and then had another 5 children. She had like 5 of them. My father was actually born in he told me the story not so long ago. Actually, he was born in a little babalawo because of the protection, because they were trying to protect
wow
him. Yeah, so Chiny, good to see you, Chiny. Chiny says, I'm fighting with my kids not to be using an electronic device while eating at the dining table. Yeah, because I do that too, but then sometimes I catch myself. I do want them to have table manners and not do that, but in a lot of ways I have to just relax, you know, just in general. I have to, because that's just their lifestyle now. Is different. It's just different. And funny enough, when I was growing up in the late 80s into 90s, our parents will probably smile if they see you with a newspaper next to your food, like, oh, my baby is reading a newspaper. Right? It's the same thing. Comprehension is a bastard. Anyway, excuse me. Kisata said, at the end of the day, it is either he ends up with a heart attack. Yes, I tell men all the time, don't kill yourself in the name of you want to hold accountable. Don't kill yourself from this daily drama, or you will do something to her that will be terrible. It's scary looking at them. Yeah, no, maybe, yeah. Hopefully that didn't demonetize this video. It's probably too late already. But but we needed a lesson much more than the monetization of this video. Hello, D-Love. Good to see you, D-Love. Bad Ned Nwoko. I know who Ned Nwoko is. But Ned Nwoko married Regina Daniel. I think Regina Daniel is what, like 22, 23 years old actress, and this dude is like 65 or so, with long age gap. But that's not the same standard. I think that guy is a polygamist. He has a Moroccan wife, and that's not the same standard. And that girl knew what he was running into. And Ned Nwoko is not on TV on Instablog Niger slapping slapping this 23-year-old girl, right? You know that's never gonna happen, right? So again, we're talking about being a man here. Just because somebody practices polygamy doesn't mean they're not a man. If you have something against polygamy, you have it against polygamy. I understand it. Some of us we have terrible experience with polygamy. I get that.
Bro, let me shock you.
Yes.
My grandfather had 22 wives. And 96 children.
22 wives.
Yeah.
To me, my grandfather has 15 children, 6 wives. That's nothing. 22 wives is not your mate. Wow.
Don't let YouTube record that one. They might find me.
I was on Clubhouse earlier today, and somebody said something similar. I think this guy is from the north. It said his father used to work for embassy in Cameroon, and father had 40 wives or something like that. Oh no, maybe 40 children, and I forgot how many wives. And somebody was like, "That's irresponsible." I'm like, what are you talking about? That's irresponsible. Context matters. That's what they used to do. Okay.
You know, my grandfather, when the British came to Nigeria, one that spoke English in my village.
Now it was that was the man that was the man of the society. That was the man of prestige in that society.
Yeah, you're right.
He had 92 children. That means that means he could feed them usually. To a large extent, some of them didn't feed their children, but to a large extent, he was able to house them.
He built houses for the wives.
Now
He was an interpreter in the court, you know. I know whenever they fight over land, then they will just tell the DO. You know what I mean by DO, district officer, the judge. This is the man that owns the house, the land. So after winning the case, you know, they don't have money. They just give
So now, but Patrick, does that mean in 2022 you should go and marry a second wife?
No, even
don't
my dad.
Kill yourself. Don't kill yourself.
The woman I had, I'm still struggling.
I know, right? Coco 215. Good to see you. He says, learn to walk away. Absolutely, especially when the door is wide open behind him like that. Like that's he's not going to lose anything except gain. When you are able to walk away, let me give you some secret, gentlemen. When you're able to walk away, you just gain a little bit of respect, just like that. Because it's actually very difficult to do, to walk away from something that's your face, that's complete disrespect in your face. You actually earn a little bit of respect for every time you're able to walk away from that. Because you're saying, I have self-respect, I'm not going to engage this. Because people 100% of the time will mimic the level of self-respect you have for yourself. So if you're in her face and you're calling her all types of names, you're telling her that you lack self-respect, and she will mimic that. She will match it and do above that for you. And that's what you're seeing on your screen right now. Mama Jojo Raw and Real says this husband needs to fast and pray for his wife. He needs to cook and clean and be patient. God will change her. It is the devil. You just triggered a bunch of men, but but you know.
You're right.
Let's see here. Let's see. Got a few more here. I really don't believe in what those two show us on social media. What goes on behind their closed door is what we don't know. Correct. Absolutely correct. What they show us may not be what really is. It could be a skit. The lessons are still valid. You know. Brother Ola, Esther, how you doing, Esther? That lady is playing with her life and her children. Imagine the mess. She is. That's a good point. She is. We don't know what people are capable when they are angry. Anger is temporary insanity by definition. They're not thinking. Don't do this to yourself, ladies. Don't say you're supposed to be a man and stay. Don't do that to yourself.
Brother, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How do you walk away in a car argument when you are in a car with your spouse?
I will stop the car and say, meet me at home.
And
I'll just pass over the key. I've done it before. On a highway.
On the highway.
I swear, I did it before. All the stuff I'm saying is coming from experience. I've done it before. I parked the car. I said, I'll see you at home. You know.
Yeah. That must have been a heated argument.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad. You know, it was bad. I didn't know. I didn't know. I tell people all the time, you don't know your children. You don't know who they're going to be in a marriage. You don't know. Stop don't be a stupid in-law. Don't go there and say, I know my child, they will never be that. Don't do, that's stupid. I didn't know who I am as a man until 10 years in marriage.
Wow.
I just didn't know. I didn't know what I didn't know. No one and no level of emotional entanglement has put me in that space where my insecurity is being tested in every angle.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's hard. But I knew that there's no fixing it by continuing to drive on that highway. We were still 30 minutes away from the house. Wow. I was just going to walk over to... And this time too, Uber wasn't everywhere. Like at this time too. Like today where you could just call Uber, right? It wasn't everywhere like that. I was going to walk to the next exit and then call a regular cab and figure my way out to a train station, and then I'll make it home. But at least, I didn't know what I was going to go meet, but I knew I needed to get out of that situation. And it wasn't particularly because of what she was doing, because of what the rage I felt inside was just not good. It wasn't good. You know? What if this door was locked behind him? Based on what I know today, I will sit down and I will actively listen. The way I would listen, she would feel stupid to continue to keep yelling. She won't keep yelling. In about the next 30 seconds to 2 minutes, she will stop yelling and say what she wants to say. And I will listen actively, because I will be using those as ammunitions to move to the next level in that relationship.
You know, the person that told me, one of my senior sisters that told me, Patrick, don't you ever say your wife is lying or that's not correct. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He said the day devil came to their house, the husband took that in America then, you know, you can buy your ticket from the counter, and took her from home to the airport direct.
You're going back straight?
Yes.
Deported. Export. This time it's export.
Brother, these people have spent 50 years in America now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone has been through this. Everyone that you look at today and you say couple goal, relationship goal.
Is that the only thing that saved was that there was no ticket that day? The man said, you are the one destroying my life. But today, the man said, I can't do without this woman.
Well, these days, he might just get kicked out of his own house. Before he grabbed the key to be driving, she's not going to enter that car in 2022. She won't. So even more so now than ever before, your emotional intelligence, because you do have power beyond what you can do physically. Your emotional intelligence must be top notch. You have to be able to do something outside of physical acts. You have to be able to control Jedi mind tricks. Okay? People say, so are you saying I have to learn how to read a mind? Yes. Do what you have to do to create the results you're looking for. You're a grown man in 2022. Simple as ABC. However way you want to interpret it. By the way, you'll never be able to read minds. It's your ability to read in real time your interaction with the person. You read it, you don't feel the need to have every answer, and you're able to say, interesting. Okay, tell me more. If you can't do that, in 2022, she's not going to enter the car to the airport.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
You can blame it on whatever you want. Feminism, westernization. You can blame it on whatever you want to blame it on, right? But guess what? At the end of the
You're right.
you have the right to be right, but you will rightfully destroy that relationship.
How could that man will have even done that? They have children. Does it mean your wife will just go to Nigeria like that and leave those kids? Yeah.
It doesn't solve the problem, right? You're just angry.
Yeah.
Somebody did that to their own child too. Actually, it was my pastor, my present pastor. He said he did that to his own child, and the other sibling were crying, "Don't take him." They threatened they will take him to Nigeria. And one of the child was like, "If you know that you weren't," one of the child, the last one of them, he was little, was a teenager when he said this. "If you knew you couldn't take care of us, why did you have us?" Right? How much more a grown woman? You know? Let me continue some of this. Let me see. Okay, I think I read that. No control and no one could de-escalate. When everything else fails, gentlemen, you are going to be held responsible to lead out of the funk. You're going to be held responsible. You have to lead the situation out of the funk. Well, she may help you lead you out of the funk, but there's only so many times she can do that before she starts to look at you like, what kind of man did I marry that I have to de-escalate every time for him? What if that was your daughter? If your daughter cries to you all the time and said, I have to de-escalate, I have to say I'm sorry every single time, how would you feel? Would you feel safe having your daughter in that man's house? Right? Mama Jojo said he needs to fast. Okay, I think we read that. Let's see if we can catch some of this. That's right, my darling. You're on point. I'm not sure. That language not within the room alone, but all over the world now. Yeah. They are both childish, blowing raspberries at each other. Let me see. Wow, you guys are really engaging today. We got 59 people in the room.
Well, what I discovered when Obodoyinbo is not on, it's free to you. So you have to be bringing in good content now.
I have to fill the gaps for Auntie B.
Yeah. You have to. Auntie B has really tried for 3 or 4 days. Oh my God.
I bet she's toasted right now because normally she takes a day off here and there. I bet she's like, I'm done. Right. Thank you so much, D'Souza. You're the best ever. 4 set of twins. My God, that's a lot of energy. It is so energy god.
Yes.
Your grandfather is energy god. He was a busy man.
The man he get schedule when they take care of her every day.
Okay, I will stop playing it. You're right. I'll stop playing. Let me bring Boy Patrick to the screen. There you go. I'll stop playing it. I know that's triggering for a lot of people.
My maternal granddad had 13 wives and 34 children.
34 children. Some of my mom's siblings have children older than my mom. Well, my youngest, I think is no more, but I think I have an uncle. I don't know if it's an uncle or auntie, but my last uncle is only 2 years older than me, and there were children after him that just didn't survive. Wow. My grandfather, yeah. So they were getting busy. I was born in 1979. My grandfather was born in 1909. He was still having children in 1910, something like that. Yeah. So, yes, they were getting busy. I was just a society back then, you know. It was what it was. You walked away to collect yourself because, as you said, you just don't know what a person is capable of in anger. They're not being themselves. Correct. Yes, sir. Yes. Yemi Coco, hello. Good to see you. You came late, but well done. Well done to you too. All right. Pastor Patrick, your last word. This was good. Thank you so much for co-hosting with me today. I'm going to drop it like that. Anytime anybody feel free to come out co-host with me, it elevates the conversation. And thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm just going to say we should all just take it easy. Life itself is so stressful. And when you get home, family pressure as well. don't blame it on the woman. You know, you don't know what she's facing.
Yes.
Just be a man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just take it easy. Pray together. Forgive one another. That's the way to go. You're going to offend each other. Just love one another. Go out often. Go eat together. Have time for each other. Smile.
Yeah.
Whatever you are facing in your office, share with your wife. Let her share yours with you too.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah.
You stress at work. Right now, everywhere there is the issue of staffing. Yeah. Like for this week, I had 3 interviews. I want to switch job. I said, no, I'm not going to go from fry pan to fire. They pull up my resume on LinkedIn and they keep calling me. But when I look at the work requirement, what's it called? Responsibilities, even higher, is going to be higher than what I'm doing right now. Even though the pay is high. So my wife,
but it can lower the quality of your life.
Yes. So the stress is getting too much.
Yeah.
So one has to use wisdom. Yes. Yeah. Don't bring the stress of work to home. And you know, and now place it on your family. Home is home. You know, be friendly. Ask her how she's doing. Are you all right? What is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, she might even be thinking of her sibling back home in Nigeria with the pressure. What is going on?
Right.
Calling, it's not easy. Nigeria is terrible now. You guys are lucky to be here. You know, those kind of things trigger up, you know, thinking. So love one another. Take care of the children. Be there for the children. Bro, one last one.
Yes.
I must tell you, most of my children, when they were in high school, their sport or whatever, I'll be the only African man there. I say, oh my God.
Everyone else are mothers.
Well, even the Africans that have parents, they don't come.
Yeah. It's even the mothers don't come. They don't show up.
Mothers, father don't show up.
Yeah. They're too busy. They're collecting multiple 6 figures.
What kind of multiple 6 figures?
They have to pay for those BMWs, the BMW and the Tesla, the big garage. They have to pay for them now.
That is what we are talking about. By the time the kids get to 18 and they get to college, you can't even ask for their results. You have to be there for those kids.
Yes, you have to. It's the greatest investment ever.
Bro, the ones that you are there for, they are in college, they change. Not to talk of you not being there at all. So Africans need to be there with it. I'm not boasting. I'll be the only one. And we have more than 10, 20 African in high school. In my children classmates, they don't attend their sporting events.
They don't have time. They don't have time.
No, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
It's the boss that will actually carry the baby from the PTA meeting to the other jealousy. It's the yellow bus that will carry them, not to the house, to the other jealousy meeting.
Yes,
to the care center. Right. So it's people are not paying attention. That's one of the damages that westernization and modernization has created. It gives you this illusion of options, and it's hard for people. It's like money misroad. People don't know how to manage their lifestyle with money. They don't realize that they're losing their life by spending so much time away from their children. Those children, every moment counts in that first 14 years of their life. Once they're grown, they're gone. It's goners. They're gone. And you missed out on the best path, which is their growth. Being able to say, I saw the first step, I saw the like every time, if I'm out of town, because sometimes I have to be out of town and I miss out, it hurts. Like actively right now, one of my gigs I'm looking to drop in the next 2 months. Because I'm like, you know what? No, I can't miss certain things, right? Because you can't get them back once you miss them, and picture cannot, it's not going to be the same.
You know, the shocking news is that, bro, is in Nigeria or Africa that you can tell your children you must do medicine, you must be a lawyer, you must be an engineer. You'll be shocked. Those children will surprise you. They will do whatever they want to do in America or Europe.
Yeah, they're going to be exactly what they want to be.
Yeah, you can't force them.
Yeah.
You have to be there for them now.
God help you, you're there enough for them not to choose to go and be Olosho later.
No, that's why we are working for them. You have to be there for them now. Once they graduate, they can stand on their own, bro. You'll be free.
Yeah.
Yes, they will get good job.
In this country, kids, I think Will Smith's child at the age of 16 was trying to file for, they call it emancipation, where a child can file even earlier to be on their own. The judge will just assign a lawyer to represent them, and they can succeed if they find enough evidence. Especially if the kid's so determined, the kid will become on their own.
One of my daughter in college now, she didn't ask for a full ride. My son, he had 4 point something. We are begging her, please have a full ride so that we don't have to pay. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we have to be there for them.
Yeah.
Because some of them, by the time they finish high school and they have jobs, they don't have to go to. They say, I don't need to go to college. You can't hold them.
Yeah. No, even my own children, I tell them, once you're 18, the only work I've done is the work I tell people don't like it when I say it. I say, after 7 years old, you've lost. They're making up their mind. You're just guiding now. They're able to come to you and say, you've done a good job, that they're able to come to you and ask about your opinion. Dad, what do you think about this? Dad, what do you think about this? The idea that you're just going to force something down their throat at the age of 13, it's too late.
So we need to be there and manage our health, don't stress yourself, the kind of work we do, going to work, coming, and that's why I can be able to sit down, talk on the blowing board, bro, I'm supposed to start my PhD in August. As I have to move into the next, I said, no, let me not kill myself.
But Patrick, killing Kaifeka with Tony.
I know. Just to learn. I like reading. My wife knows this. My wife said I'm on my own.
That's called yo. That's called yo. I support her on that. But I don't mind studying, and getting more certifications. But I tell my kids, after the first degree, the job must pay for it. If the job is not paying for it, don't do it.
My job pay for my MBA. Yeah, so my job is going to pay for this as well.
Yeah. If the job is paying for it and you enjoy it, sure.
Most jobs are giving out tuition reimbursement to encourage you to stay.
Yeah. It's lovely. It's lovely. Thank you so much, Brother Patrick. Please feel free anytime to come in. You're welcome on this stage anytime to co-host with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're definitely going somewhere.
For allowing me. I appreciate you.
We're definitely going somewhere.
Brown, you are so eloquent. The way you speak more like an American with a polished English.
I do. They keep telling me that. I don't like that. People think I'm forming.
No.
Some people are not nice when they say that. They say I'm forming. They want to be evil with it.
It's not like, the way you speak, you choose your word, you are educated, you are so eloquent,
I try.
Yes, God, yeah.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you.
Thank you, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, sir.
God bless you, sir.
We'll talk soon. Hopefully you come by tomorrow. We're going to be reviewing Pastor Toby Adegboyega. We're going to be reviewing our Gucci pastor of our generation.
I saw that the priest went to his house. You saw it.
Yeah. That's what instigated me to say, okay, I got to do something about this.
That the priest said, I don't even understand it. That's why go visit Hush Puppy in South.
Hush Puppy. The guy like better thing, The guy like better thing. I think that's what's attracting him. The nice cars, the Rolex, and all that kind of stuff, So, but yeah, I think there's some deeper lessons watching for gentlemen and people that are going to have sons. There's some deeper lessons that I want to share tomorrow from watching Toby Adegboyega. I think it's going to be useful. The only thing I can compare between him and Hush Puppy is, the flashy stuff. And I'm also, that's going to be one of the 10 things I want to talk about when it comes to Toby Adegboyega and what that has to do with anything.
What time are you going to come? I'll get a notification. I'll wait.
Yeah, same time. If you want a notification, turn on your notifications so that you get a notification on your phone. It's going to be 5 to probably to 7. If I have a co-host, it will be to 7. If no co-host, we'll end at 6. Thank you, sir.
God bless you, sir. Thanks.
All right. Take care, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen. This was awesome. About 58 of you still watching. It's been 2 hours. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We're going somewhere with this. I'm looking at the email right now. They just approved us for membership. I think the membership starts at, I don't know, to support. I think one level is support. The next level is elite. The third level is partners. Okay. I think the first level is at $2.99 US dollars. The second level is like $5 US dollars. And then the partner level, just opportunity for you to support the platform on a monthly basis. So I think that will be lit between the next 24 hours. So you can see, just click join on under any one of the videos. I think the last one is $25 or so, if you want to be a partner. So it's all going live at the same time. We're taking this conversation somewhere. And thank you, D'Souza. Definitely wanted to highlight this comment here. The super chats are live too. Feel free to support with super chat anytime. Super chat, super sticker, all that kind of good stuff, right? Yes, I wanted to highlight this. Adaya says, thank you so much, Brother Patrick and Ola. I am really learning a lot from you all. I've never been more careful of my choices and decisions than I am now. That's the kind of message you want to be seeing. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing that. On the Scholar, you can see questions. Let me see if I can find the actual and use that instead. You can see if you have anything that's of private concern and you want me to address them, I'll just leave out everything that's your identity and we can review it on a live session like this and leave out your name. You have something that's going on and you want me to answer it live like this, but you don't want to post it when everybody is posting like this, you can send it to questions@lolaandola.com. We get tons of questions that we'll review on the other platform. If it's marriage stuff, we do it on Lola and Ola, the other channel. And if it's this kind of stuff, I may just do it here. Okay. If it's from here, please put in a say from Men of Prestige, and then I know that I need to do it right here. If you want me to particularly do it live like this, as I'm analyzing everything else. All right. Yes. So this has been lovely. Special shout out to Auntie B for stopping by. I know she probably went to bed already. Okay. Yes, you are the same one, Adaya. Yes, Adaya Space. I could tell. I can see your face in the thumbnail. I am recognizing as much as I can. Yes, I did see that. Shout out to you. Thanks for always supporting. How do we become members? I think it should be lit within the next 24 hours. You will see it under every video. It will say John. It will be right next to the subscribe button. One will say join, one will say subscribe. And you're probably subscribed already. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, make sure you're sharing. Okay. We're 55 here, partly because you shared today. Okay. So thank you so much for all the support. All right. So my last word for this man here and this woman here is that we all just need to be more responsible. Okay. Let's be more responsible. Let's take responsibility for our lives. The moment you point fingers, you lost power like that. The moment you point finger, you lost power, even if it's valid. Even if you are a victim. Sometimes you have to point finger. That's just the reality. If somebody is outrightly trying to hurt you. But at some point, you have to regain your fingers back and take control. Walk away if you have to. That doesn't have to be a permanent decision. Walk away if you have to. Regain your own power, your own agency of your life. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision. Sometimes you have to back off to see what's going on, right? Yoruba people say, told you about Farabale, Arimo. If you calm down your eyes, you can actually see some of your nose. maybe a blurry version of it, you can at least see the shape of it, right? If you just calm down, right? If you just calm down, right? Filming yourselves because you're looking for evidence. If you have to think about, I need to stop filming myself just for evidence, you need to leave that house. It's bad. It can be a temporary decision. If it's that bad that you feel the need to film, I'm not judging you. You may have your case that you want to make for that you feel the need, you have to film.
Well, you're right.
But I'm telling you, that's not where your power is. Ultimately, at some point, you need to regain your energy. You're putting so much energy in defense. You're not playing any offense against the game of life. You will lose. You will remain a loser if that's how you move in life. It's just all defense. You're learning all the red flags. So as much as I look at this as examples that we can keep talking about, I also want to make sure I leave you with a positive message. Anyone can say anybody gave them gonorrhea. Anybody can say that. Have them show you a report. If they went to do a test, there should be a report. If there's a report that says yes, they actually caught gonorrhea and you're the only one they're having, you're the only sexual partner, you need to calm down and address that properly because it came from somewhere, right? And just because you have a little itch under there doesn't mean you should go to your partner and start accusing them. I'm convinced that way too many people are doing that and they're just being spiteful. Present a report. There are more than enough people with reports that's actually happening to. Even at that, even if you've chosen that you want a divorce, you need this person to be on your side, because if your ex is on your bad side, they can still destroy you. Just because you left that marriage doesn't mean they can't destroy you. They can, especially if you have kids with them, they can still absolutely destroy you. Okay? Without any further ado, I think we're going to call it a day. Thank you so much for hanging out. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.